Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about the best and the worst purchases of 2022. This is going to be a very special video with many feelings involved. And if you're new to my channel, my name is Marlene and I do videos about luxury handbags, shoes and fashion in general. So if that's something you like, please consider subscribing to my channel and click the notification bell so you don't miss out of any of my videos. And also feel free to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I have picked a few of the best and the worst, and I think we should start with the negative first and end it on the more positive note. I think there are 5 or so worst purchases. There are so many reasons why they ended up being the worst. Some of them ended up to be the worst because they weren't as practical as I would have liked them to be. And others are just completely bad purchases. The first bad purchase I did in 2022 was the Dior ID sneakers, and this may come as a shock to many of you guys because they are my personal favorite shoes. I have worn them so many times. They are just the perfect white sneaker for me, but as you can see I don't have them anymore, and the reason for that is because they were defect. So when the Dior store opened in Norway, I took them to my essay and I showed her them. This was in the summertime, so they were only 4 or 5 months old. And the back of the shoe was completely dissolved. It looked so bad, and I talked to her and she told me that they were defective and she had the same defects on another client's shoes, on the same shoes. So I think it was because of the shoe style or some quality issues about the shoe, and that was the reason why I don't have them anymore, and I'm kind of heartbroken about that. She sent them to Paris to look at them. There was nothing they could do with the shoes, so she offered me to get a new pair, but they didn't have them in my size, and she could order them, but it would have taken a few months. And when I got the message about the shoes that there was nothing they could do with the shoes, I think it was 2 months after I delivered them in. So after the 2 months, I have kind of been used to not having that specific pair in my shoe collection. And in the first month, I missed them a lot, but over time I grew to just accepted that they were not in my shoe collection, and also because of the quality issues that she have also experienced, the same pair was defect. I didn't want to buy another pair or replace them, so therefore I took the other choice, which was to get a store credit. So now I'm only waiting for something to come inside the store to use my store credit for some other things that I really want. So my feelings are a little bit torn about that because I really love those shoes and I would love to have them in my collection, but at the same time I think I don't want to risk it again. So yeah, that was my first worst purchase of 2022, and I think it was quite bad because they only were 4 months old before they got destroyed. The next bad purchase I did in 2022 is also a pair of shoes, because if you know me, I am a shoe person. I love shoes and I also love luxury handbags, but shoes has been kind of my thing from the very beginning. I have always been obsessed with shoes, and now this year is my obsession with shearling is very for real. I want everything that's in shearling and everything sandals or something like that. So I think this one is not a shocker because I haven't talked much about them after I unboxed them. But my second worst purchase are the Bottega slides in shearling. These are so cool and I really love them, but the thing that don't go well with me and these are the sole. It feels like walking on clouds when I'm wearing them, but the main reason why they don't work for me is because when I walk in them they make this very harsh sound. I don't feel that they are that comfortable to walk in because I kind of feel that they slip on my foot when I'm walking in them. And I don't know if it is the cushion on the sole that makes that happen or if it's the shearling, but as you can see I haven't worn them that much. I think only a couple of times. And also the shearling is very soft and good, but I feel that they aren't as good as my other shearling slippers, so therefore I don't use them. And I don't think this is the worst purchase that I have done, because I got them on sale, so they were on 30%, so they weren't that expensive. I think it was around $200 or so. It's kinda not that bad, but kinda bad because I haven't used them so much, and I don't feel that I'm going to use them so much in the future either. And also I bought them very spontaneous when my flight was cancelled this summer and I wanted to treat myself, and when they were on 30% off I couldn't say no. But I have to learn to say no to good sales, even though they are not that good. That was the bad purchase number 2. I kind of don't want to sell them because they are very cool, and I think I can justify having them when they were so less expensive. I don't know. But for now I think I'm going to keep them. And also my next bad purchase is also a pair of shoes. I don't know why I'm doing this to myself, but here are my Hermes day sneakers, and this is the second pair that I have. I recently sold the other one, that was the same shoe, but the hardware was in permabrass, which is light gold hardware, and this one is rose gold. The reason why I sold the other ones was because they were too small. I blind buy them on the Hermes website when it was available, and I have heard that many people said that they were running big, and I believe them. I shouldn't have believed them at all, because these are very normal in the size. I am normally a 37.5, but I like to wear 38 because I like that room in my shoes. And so I bought them in 37.5 because I believed that they were running big. They weren't at all. They was too small for me, and my feet hurt when I was wearing them, so I only wore them for one time because my feet hurt so bad when I walked in them. And when my essay said that he had a pair of the shoes that I initially wanted, which was the rose gold hardware in white, I couldn't say no because I really wanted them and they are so cool. The reason why I haven't worn them so much is because they are white sneakers and I am a little bit too afraid to use them. But I'm planning to use them in the future because they are one of my dream sneakers, especially now when I don't have the white Dior ID sneakers, which were my personal favorites. When it comes to white sneakers, I have to replace them with these. They are a little bit uncomfortable to wear. That's something you need to be aware of. I got these in 38, which is the size that I'm usually going for, and I don't feel that they are running big at all. I think it is on the other side that they are actually running a little bit small. That was that, and I think also I'm going to keep this pair and hopefully I will use them more in the future, but for now was so little that they ended up on my worst purchase list, because you can see I have maybe worn them 2 or 3 times for a short amount of time. And also another thing that I really hate about them is that small stones and sand comes in between the H, and then it will stick out of the shoe, and when you are, for example, walking on tiles, it will scrape up the tile or make a very high sound, and it's not that easy to pick it out because you have to use something very sharp to do that. And now I promise I don't have any more shoes on the worst purchase list. And the next item that ended up on my worst purchase list is the Dior Vibe Hobo bag. I got it in white with gold tone. I really thought that this bag was going to be one of my favorite bags because I really like crossbody bags, and I was just sold by the hype because this was a bag that Dior pushed on every single influencer and it was all over the internet, and I thought that it was kind of like my style, but when I got it I hated it. It was terrible. I couldn't make it work at all because I really like crossbody bags and I have seen many people use it as a crossbody bag, but it was so high up and it was kind of like a shoulder bag, but it didn't look good at all. So I ended up selling it, and I haven't worn it once, and that's really embarrassing because it was expensive and I didn't get my money back at all. I think I sold it for half of the price. So the person who was buying the bag got a very good price, but a awful bag. I kind of feel a little bit sorry for the person, but I hope she knew what she was going to buy. So yeah, that was the bag. I will never have it in my collection again. Never ever. I should have bought a bobby bag because it was kind of like the same price and I just bought into the hype. So yeah, I will never do that again. Now I have learned my lesson, and it was a very expensive lesson, but that was that. And my last bad purchase is also from Dior. Even though I really love Dior, I think it is one of the best luxury brands. Last bad purchase I did in 2022 is a pair of sunglasses, and these are the Miss Dior B1U sunglasses. And the reason why I don't like them so much and they ended up on my worst list is because they are in very thin metal, and also here you can see that they have these pillows. I really love sunglasses when they don't have these kind of pillows, that the whole sunglass is one piece, because this gets very annoying when you are putting them up on your hair, because when you are taking them out they will take some hair with them. So that's the reason why I don't like them so much. And another thing is that they are less practical than my other sunglasses. I have recently got a pair of Celine sunglasses, and I also have the other version, the normal B1U, which I really love. Just grab them when I'm going out and doing something. These ones, I use them when I have a certain outfit on me, because I think they are very cool and I think they elevate an outfit very much. They are not the most practical ones, and I knew that when I was buying them, but I kinda wish that they were more practical than they turn out to be, and that I was going to grab them more than I have done, because I think I have only used them a couple of times because the occasion or the day wasn't right for them. I didn't want to struggle with these, and therefore I went for the other pairs that I have. So what do you guys think about my bad purchases? And let's move on to the best purchases. This is a much more positive list, and the first item I'm going to talk about is my Chanel card holder. This one, I should have gotten it for many years ago, because this one really changes my life. I have always had these kind of pocket card holders where they are open and not have this flap, but this one is revolutionary for me because I don't have that much cash or coins or anything with me, but when I'm traveling abroad I always have a little bit to tip or something like that, and this one is very revolutionary because you can also fit cash, coins, everything inside it, and also your cards. As for now, I have 5 cards in it and it's a lot of space left. And I also have these kind of loyalty cards in it, which I used to throw away because I thought it was a hassle to have them with me when I had these pocket card holders. I cannot explain how much I really love this piece. I would never change it out because it is just so perfect in every way. This is in caviar leather. I wanted it in caviar leather because I wanted it to be very durable, because I plan to use this forever. And it also has this pocket on the back where you can put your main card in, and also it has a pocket here where you also can put your main card in. That was one of my favorite purchase of all time because it is just so fitting for me and my lifestyle. I think this one is one of the best things that you can buy, and the price isn't that bad as well. It is a little bit more expensive than it was for a couple of years ago because of all the Chanel price increases. But if you ask me, one of the items that are still worth it from Chanel is this one. This one has changed my life. I cannot say that enough times. I know it's just a card holder, but it's so much more practical because when I'm going out grocery shopping, I can just bring this one with me and be good to go. I really recommend getting this one. The next thing that I'm going to talk about, which is one of the best purchases of 2022, and I don't think it comes as a shock if you have watched my videos lately, and it's my Birkin 30 in Beton. This one is just so perfect. I really love it. I was so lucky to get an appointment when I was in Paris, and then I was offered this one and I couldn't say no because just look at this color. It is so special. I haven't seen many people have this color, and I kind of really like that this isn't a color that you see often, but I also really like the combination with the gold hardware and in togo leather and the creamy Beton color, which is a little bit more grayish than, for example, gray. This one is a little bit colder, but it is stunning. So yeah, that was probably the best purchase I have ever did this year. I'm so happy with her. I cannot explain how gorgeous she is, and the camera doesn't do the justice for the color at all. It looks so much better in real life. So yeah, that was my Birkin 30. I cannot wait to style her and use her a lot. That was my Birkin, and if you haven't seen the unboxing already, I will leave the link in the description box so you can watch that as well. And I have also done a story time where I explain the leather appointment and the whole process of getting a bag in Paris. So I also would suggest you to take a look at that if you are interested. So let's move on to the next purchase that I have did in 2022, which was very good. And this is something that I have searched for a long time, and finally when I was in Copenhagen, of all things, on the airport, they had it. I was very surprised, but I knew that I had to have it right away. And this is my bridal rack from Hermes. This is in the beige color, and this one is the biggest one. And wow, this one also changes my life, because when I'm traveling I have missed something that I could have my essentials in, my hairbrush, hairspray, shampoo, everything like that, because I have the nice BB for my makeup, but I have never found something that was big enough for all the essentials. But this one is. Since I got it, I haven't traveled without it, and I think I never will, because this one is just so good. So here is inside it, and I can fit my toothbrush, my hairbrush, my hairspray, my hair gel, my shampoo, every toiletry things that I travel with. And it has these pockets on the side where I have cotton pads and Q-tips. On the other side it has two pockets where I put my hair ties in. This one is just the best purchase ever. Another thing that I really love about it is that you can also expand it, because now you can see it's a lot bigger. You can also have it like this, and there you have something to hold in, and then it's a lot bigger. And if you don't need that much space, you can also do this, which makes it a little bit smaller, but you have the possibility to make it bigger, and that's also something that is very handy when you are traveling. So yeah, that was the bridal rack, and I'm so happy with it. My boyfriend has the smaller size, and it also fits surprisingly much, because you can also expand that one as well. And the next thing that I'm going to talk about, and I don't feel that this one comes as a shock as well, because if you follow me on Instagram, you may know that there is a certain pair of shoes that I always have on me, and it's my Cyper Teddy sandals, and these are just the most stunning and comfortable shoes that I have. They are so cozy. You can see the shearling here. They are just so good to walk in. I use them as home slippers. I only use them here inside at home, especially when you are living in Norway, where it's most of the time cold. It comes very handy in to have shearling slippers, because they are a little bit warm but not too warm. So I really love them, and I think it is just a perfect pair of shearling sandals for me. And here is the reason why the Bottega slides are so bad as they are, because 10 out of 10 times I choose these ones over the Bottega because they are so comfortable, they don't make any sound, they are sitting good on the foot, even though they are in 39.5, which should have been too big for me. They are big, but they are not slipping on the foot when I'm walking. That was the shearling teddy. And the last piece on my list is kind of unusual for me to be, but it is my Loewe shirt. This is from the anagram collection. You can see the anagram on the pocket there, and this is my favorite shirt of all time. I have used it so much and I feel so comfortable when I'm wearing it because it just feels so good. This is in silk, but it doesn't have the shiny kind of silk, but it is just so good and it looks so good when I'm wearing it. I wore it most of the time in Paris because it just felt so good, and in Paris it was very hot, but this one wasn't too hot for me. I really want to get the other colors as well. This comes in white, in khaki, and I think it comes in other colors as well. So I'm planning to buy all the colors because that's my favorite shirt of all time. That was the last item on my list. I'm so happy about the best items on my list because I think this year I have really done some good shopping I will have a good use of in the future, especially the shirt, but also the Birkin, the card holder, the shearling slippers, everything. And I think the bad items that I have bought this year wasn't too bad. Most of them weren't so expensive, but some of them were, and I have lost a lot of money because of one specific item, but I'm kind of not mad about that because I have gotten so many good things this year, and I think that's what's count, especially when I got a new Cora bag. I didn't expect to get a new Cora bag at all this year because I have tried so many times at my local boutique and the list was closed until quite recently, so I didn't think that I was going to get a Cora bag, and I think this one is my favorite of all. That was the best and the worst purchases of 2022. What was your favorite and what was your least favorite? Let me know in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I will see you in the next one. If you're not done watching me yet, here is another video and goodbye!